anxiety, stress. There wouldn't need to be. Because you would be connected to what? To the book of Allah. To Kalam Allah, to the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We can continue and talk about all of the surahs in the Quran. The Prophet ﷺ, the last one we'll talk about, then we'll continue later on. Prophet ﷺ, he says, whoever recites Surah Al-Waqi'ah at night time, Surah Al-Waqi'ah, إِذَا وَقَعَتِ الْوَاقِعَةُ. The Prophet ﷺ said, whoever recites Surah Al-Waqi'ah at night time, they would never face poverty. They would never face poverty. And nighttime means after Salatul Maghrib. The companions is narrated that they used to recite Surah Al-Waqi'ah after Salatul Maghrib, between Maghrib and Isha. Whoever recites this surah at night, the Prophet ﷺ said they will never face poverty. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud is narrated. Look at this companion. Who's Abdullah ibn Mas'ud? He was one of the mufassirs of the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Prophet made dua for him. And he was known to be a reciter. He was known to know the manner, the meanings of Quran. He was known amongst the companions to be the one who was immersed in the Quran. Amongst some of the others, like Ibn Abbas, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud on his deathbed, they came to him, those of his family relatives, and he had two daughters. In some narrations, he had a son and two daughters. They said to Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, they said, you have left your children in poverty. He left this world with nothing. As many of the companions, as the Prophet ﷺ did too. They said to him, they said, you left your children in poverty. Liz, all of us in here, what do? We work. For what reason? For a good life. And we work also for what? So that we can secure what? The future of our children. Now, am I saying something wrong? All of you work, you try, you go to work, you suffer. Most of you have come from other countries. For what reason? My father is here today. He'll tell you the reason why he's in this country. The reason he's in this country is to provide a future for his children, me, and my siblings. Ask your parents why they came to this country. Cold as it is. Most of you, I look at you, you're mostly from warm countries, alhamdulillah. Most of you are not from northern regions. Most of you are from warm countries, like myself. Why did they come here? For what reason? To provide for their children. To give to their children a better life. You go to work and you work hard for what reason? So that your children could be better off than you are. So Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, he says, they said to him, they said, you left your children in poverty, and he says, Bell, he says, no. I left them the greatest treasure of this world. I taught them Surah Al-Waqi'ah. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. I left them the greatest treasure of this world. What is the greatest treasure of this world? The 8 hours, 10 hours that you spend, the check that you take home twice a month or once a month. What is it that he left for his children? What is the greatest treasure of this world? The house that you have. The car that you have. What is the trade, the breadcrumb that you have? The savings that you have. The RSP that you have. What is the greatest treasure this companion said that he left for his children? He taught them the secret to avoid poverty. The treasure of this world. He taught them Surah Al-Waqi'ah. That's what he taught them. Not just with their lips, when they recited, they had a meaning to it. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talked about Ashabul Yameen, Ashabul Shimal, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talked about the ones who are on raised couches, that's what he taught them, to strive for the hereafter. To strive for it. To know that this world is fleeting and the next world is better. To strive for everlasting happiness and peace in the next world. That's what he taught them. Surah Al-Waqi'ah. What are we leaving our children? Are we reciting to our children? Are we teaching them Surah Al-Waqi'ah every night so that they can avoid poverty? Are we just going to work and work and work and work and work in this dunya so that they can be happy and well off with money?